Well, hello there. Today we're doing our first Behind the Dam episode, the pilot episode of future vlog and behind the scenes stuff. So today we're answering the questions from Twitter. Let's go to Ebers. What's up?
What are you doing here?
Alright, welcome to Eberden. What you got there for me, man?
Bananas, man. These are the smallest bananas I can ever find for you.
Banana time.
Okay. I can't believe we're eating camera. Bananas.
We're not eating cameras, Eber. It's time to show off your elite side with NZXT. Alright guys, so here I am with Eber. Eber, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Great, great. Today is the first episode of Behind the Dam, where it's a new series we're launching for Canucks to give you the behind the scenes of what's happening here between Eber and I and other parts of the crew that are, you know, that are not really known on the channel because they're behind the scenes and doing stuff with the website and other administration stuff. So here we decided to take this time and answer some of the questions that you guys sent in through Twitter and Facebook. So here we go. All right, so the first question is who runs the YouTube channel and then who runs the website stuff. And so me and Eber and Aiden are the YouTube producers, and I think we're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of behind the scenes that you guys are never experienced because, you know, it's not usually spoken about. So that's the whole idea behind the series. So we want to give very big credit to Mike SkyMTL, who is our editor-in-chief for Canucks. So he does a lot of things that that make this stuff possible and allow us time to actually create content. So how much do you love Michael?
I love him so much. For example, the new GPUs that come out, the 1080 Ti or Ryzen 5, the new CPUs, Kaby Lake, all those benchmarks that you see on our review videos were performed by Mike. It was not me, it was Mike. He spent tireless hours trying to formulate the graphs.
So much time goes into benchmarking, it's insane. So huge shout out to Mikey Pants, who also does, like, you know, script proofing and just idea brainstorming and stuff like that. So it's not just me and Eber, you know, we are like a collaborative effort. So teamwork, I would say, is on point.
Plus we have Patrick and Anthony who are taking care of written articles in the website. So really good effort. And
the second question is, what's up with the beaver? The beaver is part of the Canucks branding and the name. You know, you see the beaver and you're like, what? That's the Canucks thing, right? Yeah. We had a really good illustrator when the Canucks was first starting out, and they wanted to illustrate a good Canadian mascot, like an animal. So the beaver was the perfect choice. And so, I don't know, it's kind of vintage now, but let us know what you think about it.
Our next question, is it required that all of our hosts for Canucks have an accent?
I would say yes, because variety is the spice of life, man.
Whoa.
What is the best thermal compound to use between toothpaste, sliced ham, or gummy bears?
Sliced ham, guys. I mean, it's obvious. You use it to overclock your CPU, and that would cook the ham, so you can use that for your next day's breakfast.
Eber, how do you get such good color in your B-roll?
Ultimately, you want to get the color right in camera first, and then worry about color grading and color correcting it in post.
And I would say that includes making sure that your white balance is correct, because correcting for white balance is quite difficult if you're not shooting raw, and make sure that your exposure stuff. So set your zebras to 100%. That way you know when you're clipping, and that way you don't overexpose things that you don't need to overexpose. Eber, what's your all-time favorite keyboard?
White Fox. All day. Next question, what is the best CPU for around $300 for streaming, editing, and gaming?
I would say Ryzen 5 1600. It's under 300 bucks, so you can invest additional money saved on that for a better GPU. What has been the most rewarding part about Canucks?
It's also about recognition, right? I mean, the work we put into it is not gone to like a drain or something like that. It's out there, people enjoy it, and we're recognized for that work. And I really appreciate, you know, the comments, the feedback on every video. I read them every day, so it's really,
it's encouraging to continue.
Yeah. Dimitri, how did we become so popular for case reviews?
Case reviews, huh? Oh man, if I do another case review in the next week, I am gonna just Cases delivered such a better visual appearance in video, so you can actually see what's happening versus written content, which has static pictures, which for many products is fine, obviously, right? But I guess at the time, we really diversified that delivery better than any other article out there. So that's how it grew. And, you know, majority of our audience still prefer case reviews. But my friends, we are expanding with content. So, yeah, just be ready for more. Iber, what are your top 3 hair products?
I don't use hair products, so I really don't have any.
Water? That's it. I don't have a 3. I just have a 1. Is there a place we want to see Hard Rock Canucks be down the line, or are we happy with it now? Great question, by the way. Iber?
I'd love to see Hard Rock Canucks expand into different product categories. But most importantly, I'd love to have a studio here in Toronto, because right now we're working in different remote locations, so it's really hard to, you know, collaboratively work and be more productive.
I don't know if I'll be more productive with you in the room, Tom. I don't know.
Definitely, man. I mean, we've been producing some good content when we're together.
Yeah, that's true.
But most importantly, you know, it's all about space efficiency, right? Because within this 4 walls, you only have your own limitations. So having that extra, you know, space and that studio would be cool, and stepping up that production level.
But also moving away from like the YouTube side of things and the production stuff is to really merge the site and all the platforms in like a one hub. And we're currently going through a site redesign, so that's coming later. I'm really excited. So,
me too.
But what do you guys think? Where do you see Hard Rock Canucks going forward? I mean, we've already started doing diverse content and stuff, and you know, a little bit of personality building.
All right, here's another one. How do you install GPU drivers with uninstalling the older ones?
Easy. Display driver uninstaller, DDU, download it. Remove your previous drivers from control panel, launch DDU in safe mode, and let it handle all the installation procedure, and install the new drivers that you download from AMD, NVIDIA, or Intel. Thank you.
What's your favorite video you've ever produced and why?
So for me, I would say like most recently, the OnePlus 3T, where I took in the park. There was like this fog stuff coming out. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed shooting it. And also just a little break from case reviews, my friends. What about you?
Definitely the 2016 Razor Blade review. I did spend quite some time on that intro.
And then for Mikey Pants, he really enjoyed the RD400 pre-roll that we did for OCZ, which is still our premium, most elite spot that we've produced. Very proud of that video too. Yeah. And that painting was my wife painting, so I was just shooting it, and as she was just in the element, knowing what to paint for that drive. So I think it turned out pretty good.
Bro, I'm recording. Okay, thanks. Bye. So Dmitry, here's an interesting question. How are PC tech tubers coping up with the ad boycott?
From our perspective, we haven't been affected by it personally because we don't produce any controversial content that would be deemed, you know, non-ad friendly from YouTube's side of things. But people have been growing frustrated with YouTube's lack of defined guidelines on what they would consider, you know, ad friendly content. So it's turning traffic away from YouTube, and it's turning off some creators to explore other platforms. Eber, what has been the highlight moment of your time in the Hard Rock Canucks? And you got to be careful on this one. You got to be careful.
I think it was the time when I got a message from Hard Rock Canucks via Twitter saying, you've got to put that 5D Mark III to get use, man.
Oh my God, is that what I said?
Yeah, that's what you said.
What?
And so I guess that's where it all got started.
Oh,
you know?
so you're like seeing the initial point as the highlight. Okay, well, that's an optimistic way to view things.
I guess the next best highlight after that was me meeting this guy.
Oh, okay. We went for a little lunch date to discuss what's happening. I will paraphrase from Michael. So for him, it was the CES. So previous CES where the entire team sort of kind of was in one space collaborating, you know, because we all work remotely. So it was a very interesting dynamic. You get to learn how you work with other people, and you get to learn how they work with other people. You get to hear them snore.
We all did, so.
That's true. I would say for me, so many good things, man.
I know, it's crazy.
Like we can like think about our first Computex together. You know, meeting the whole team. I actually never met any of the crew members of Hard Rock Canucks 2 years after I started working. So, you know, it's all over email, right? So we're like constantly just like emailing each other. I was never even on the phone with Michael or any other team members a year after. So it was just such a wow moment of thinking like this is a pretty cool dynamic that has been working for us. And yeah.
Did you realize I met Michael for the first time after 3 years working with Canucks?
3 years? Wow. Yeah. So see, it's kind of a cool way. Like we know each other, but we've never met each other.
Yeah.
Well, now we have, but until then you haven't. So this is a very interesting and relevant question. Do you think Ryzen will get better in gaming over time, or will Intel always beat it?
The problem with Ryzen and gaming is that games in general just love higher clock speeds. So if you compare Ryzen's frequencies with Intel, you obviously see a significant difference between the core frequencies. For titles like Ashes of the Singularity and Warhammer, there is a lot of AI calculations going behind the scenes with proper coding for those small on-screen units that you see in-game. And so that's where Ryzen comes in handy because of its higher multi-thread count.
A little variety of spice is what they say. I'm just gonna hide
on what these new hardware looks like. As my key pants.
Hey Michael, you're in speakerphone.
You guys have to pull.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us for our first episode of Behind the Dam.
Hope you enjoyed it. Send in your questions in the comments below. We'll use some of them to answer in the next episode. So make sure to check out these videos here. Make sure to subscribe as well. And we'll see you in the next video.